Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing inequalities. This is standard A.3D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 37 of the 2017 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have an inequality here that we need to graph. They've given us a coordinate grid. Y is greater than or equal to 1/3 x plus 4. Now you notice it is in our slope-intercept form. Besides the fact the equal sign is replaced with that greater than or equal to, it is in that slope-intercept form. So what we can do here is we can take a look and say, you know what? That 1/3, that's my slope. And then my positive 4, that is going to be my y-intercept. Okay, so we actually know some things about this so far. And so let's see, I've got a y-intercept of positive 4. Now if I want to, I could find the 0 and find the x-intercept, but we can also do the same thing with our slope. Remember, our slope is rise over run. So that's actually going to be 1/3, right? So it's going to go up 1 and then over 3. So if you want to look at it right there, it goes up 1 and then over 3. Then up 1 over 3. And then up 1 over 3. And if I wanted to kind of bring that back down, I can go in reverse here, and I can get my line. All right, so I've got a line here. Now, what kind of line am I drawing? We need to know that before I complete drawing it right here. So when we have a greater than or equal to, like we do, or a less than or equal to, we actually draw a solid line, because that means any coordinate pair that's on the line can be included. It's only when you get a less than or a greater than, that's when you get that dashed line, meaning you cannot include that. I actually have a greater than or equal to, so I'm going to draw a solid line here. Okay, so that's almost done. I need to shade either above or below, but let's go ahead and plot some of these points before I do that, because you'll find that the answer will become self-evident here. So I've got -6, 1. I'm just going to draw that there, label that A. I've got -1, 6. So you see I've got 1 below, 1 above. That's B. I've got 6, -1. So now I've got 2 below, which is making me think the below is not going to work. And then I've got 1, -6. I've got 3 below. All right, so even if I didn't know which way to shade, the greater than or the less than or equal to, you can see we need one answer, and B is the only one that is actually separate from the other three. Now, to be sure, this is what happens when you are shading an inequality. If you have a less than or a less than or equal to, right? Less is going to be below the line. When you have a greater than or equal to or a greater than, that's more, so you're actually going to get shade above the line. And so you see this line here, I actually, to complete this right here, right, I would actually shade above the line. We'd say, okay, so B is in the solution set. Now, how can we verify that? Well, let's just plug it in. 6 is greater than or equal to 1/3 times 1 plus 4. So 6 is greater than or equal to, that's going to end up being 4 and 1/3, because this 1/3 times 1 just makes 1/3. And does 6, is that greater than or equal to 4 and 1/3? Absolutely. And if you were to substitute in the coordinates for A, for C, or for D, you would see that they do not work. So my answer here is going to be B, with the coordinates of -1, 6.